Hey there! So today we have another review. This is courtesy of Pariah. Thank you so much. This is a Dorcha Extra Stout. So this is a homebrew recipe from 2010. This was canned about a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. 7.2%. So this is I guess, actually in the range of foreign extra stout. 7.2% based on BJCP. Really nice and dark. Has a little bit of glowing red. Yeah, it's a very dark beer. Hops are nugget Goldings, and then malts are two-row brown, roasted barley, and C15 caramel 15 Lamont. So, what is Dorcha?
Genitive singular feminine.
Oh, so it's an Irish slash Scottish kind of reference. So,
A female given a name from Scottish Gaelic.
oh, so it's a female name. So, beer is basically pitch black. Wonderful medium brown head on that. Medium kind of bubble head on there. Looks quite nice. Cheers. Nice.
Definitely has some of that nice coffee aroma right off the bat. You notice that?
Initial nose is almost like it smells like it's an adjunct to beer. Do you get that? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I initially would not have guessed that this was a non-adjunct beer. It has a lot of coffee and chocolate notes to it. I would have guessed that maybe this was one of those pastry things.
I'm trying to heat mine up a little bit.
Yeah, they recommend it at 38 to 45 degrees. This is probably at 38 or lower, so based on our fridge. But a lot of chocolate.
We should really put a thermometer in there so we know what temperature we're at.
Yeah, we don't have a kitchen thermometer, unfortunately. I have one at home, but or back home. But.
You have one? Yeah, I say this is your home.
Back in Europe. Cheers. A little too cold, yeah. Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so right off the bat, I get like a baker's cocoa, dark chocolate thing going on. There's coffee. It's definitely an absolute smack with that.
Yeah, that bitter licorice roasted barley thing. A little bit of mid note in there, that kind of like light sweetness, the milk chocolate cocoa you're talking about. A little bit of coffee espresso bitterness thing on the back end. Ooh, a little bit of residual sweetness. Oh, jam packed beer. 7.2%. This is actually like so much flavor. 7.2%.
Yeah. Yeah, like some black licorice thing going on.
Yeah. It's actually not that sweet either.
Almost
It's
like
got a little bit balanced.
Like a pine bark maybe thing going on in there.
Then I'll get and Golding Sweet off of that. A little bit of hot bitterness, right? You get a little bit of that.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the pine bark I'm picking up.
31 IBUs for 7.2% beer. Actually, not that bitter of a beer, but
oh yeah, and this isn't that big, and it definitely doesn't have like any type of real alcohol taste to it, in my opinion. This seems like very tame, and it seems like cold dark coffee.
yeah. Silky smooth mouthfeel.
Yeah, this would be like one of those ones I feel like I could add creamer to, and it would still taste good.
Okay. Go with cookies.
I have loads of cookies.
We baked a lot for Christmas.
Excuse me, I did.
Yeah, there you go. Katie baked a lot of cookies.
Sugar, white chocolate macadamia, oatmeal with raisin and pecan, chocolate chip, chocolate with peanut butter, and then peanut butter. I think I'm going to try it with peanut butter cookie.
That'd be a good pairing, I think so.
Yeah, I think really, even the oatmeal raisin with pecan would be good.
All kinds of cookies. Tasty stuff. What's your, I'll give my final impression and rating while you're doing that whole to do. This is quite delicious. I will say that one of the foreign extra stouts that you're going to run into is obviously Guinness, and we've done BJCP / Cicerone studies for that, and this is vastly different. This is definitely in your range of like a kind of like 7.2%. What is it? It's like a. They're not using the same yeast strain as Guinness. One of our events, one of the people who study with his advanced Cicerone, that beer, when you have those blind and you try to sit there and really geek out on those beers, the Guinness strain is so freaking phenolic. It is like intensely phenolic. This for me is like, whatever yeast strain they're using, It's got a little bit of like probably light fruity thing, maybe like cherry apple. This might be British, but it might just be like an Irish strain, but like just not have the same kind of notes that you get from a Guinness for an extra. This is like an American take on it. This really sings like it's not as bitter as an American stout. It's not really bitter like an American Imperial Stout. It's not quite fruity and dry like a tropical stout, but I might put it in that range. It has a little bit too much mouthfeel, and doesn't have that residual sweetness. This plays in the game that American brewers can do, where they're trying to emulate something that's like pseudo-Irish, pseudo-American. It's tasty.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to BJCP the hell out of this beer. It's very tasty, and that's all I can say. Like, I really enjoy this stuff. It is probably one of the best 7.2 stout / porters I've had recently. Another one that comes in mind would be something like Hill Farmstead Everett, which has been a while since I've had that one. This tasty as hell. This is so tasty. Again, you're always in the range a lot with the BJCP styles, with like your American styles being around like 5 to 6%, and then your Imperial styles being from 8 to 12. This is right in the middle of that. And this for me gets a I would drink the hell out of this.
Yeah. This is good.
94.
Okay, so I tried it with the standard peanut butter cookie. I make my peanut butter cookies a little bit fluffier, a little bit softer. And then I also tried it with the oatmeal raisin with pecan. So good with the oatmeal raisin with pecan. For some reason, I don't know, it works really, really well. I think it's maybe the oat and raisin character or factors of the cookie. Tastes really good together. Also the cinnamon in the cookie, I think, works with it.
Yeah.
This beer is great. I like the fact that it's not really like thick. You know, so like typically when I think stouts and porters, I know they're technically two different styles, but they're very similar. A lot of the stouts and porters we've been drinking recently have been like very syrupy, and they have been very thick. They coat your mouth, and that's not necessarily something I actually enjoy. I like that this one kind of finishes really clean. It seems it doesn't really stick to the roof of my mouth or my tongue that much, but the flavor is residual in a sense. I really, really enjoy the dark coffee and the dark chocolate, or the espresso and dark chocolate. It's more espresso than anything. This is a really clean, I think, well put together stout. Another great beer from Pariah, who just never ceases to amaze me. Man, yeah, I'm going to be right up there with your rating, and I'm going to say a 93 on this one. This is probably one of the best stouts that I've recently had. Yeah.
As for the pairing, by the way, my rating is 94 for the sense of like, finishing video, but the pair is quite nice. What happens is that it's not one of those like where it's like an explosion of flavors where like the beer is kind of like the beer and the food sort of like play with each other in contrast. This is a complementary kind of I think. What happens is the beer actually gets well hidden by the cookie, and what it does is that there's layers of this oatmeal, there's the brown sugar sweetness, there's the cinnamon, and there's raisin sweetness, and then like the beer just comes in and just like fills up all those gaps.
Yeah,
and it just like molds in there, and like you sort of lose the coffee and intense kind of chocolate character, and that might be an issue where you're sort of losing the complexity of this beer, but it also just makes it kind of like a delicious kind of decadent kind of treat.
I think
where like some people might not like oatmeal raisin cookies, now you get chocolate.
I do not like oatmeal raisin. I made those because some people I know that I gave these cookies away to, because I made like for the record, I made like 100 cookies plus. Like, I don't know, it was a lot. But yeah, I think that Darwin's definitely nail on the head with that one. It definitely kind of fills in, and it's almost like the cookie makes the beer better and the beer makes the cookie better. Like, they just mesh well together. Yeah. The peanut butter was good too.
Yeah.
But I feel like the peanut butter just wasn't sweet enough for this beer. Whereas the oatmeal cookie had the oatmeal and the brown sugar and the raisin kind of all working together to make it a bit sweeter. So, I think the oatmeal is the best choice for this one.
Yeah, the peanut butter cookie actually doesn't do quite well. It's like weird kind of strange flavors there. It's sort of the same reason actually why you have milk with cookies, because that creaminess sort of just like floats in there and just like thickness, and it's just like milk works with all cookies pretty much, because like it's just creamy and just like sort of fills in all the gaps of what a cookie tastes like. This does that in a different way. So if it makes any sense.
Yeah.
So fun pairing: oatmeal raisin cookie with this beer.
Oatmeal raisin with pecan.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Pariah. This is a fantastic beer.
Awesome.
Surprise!
Yeah, this
first
is good.
beer, first dark beer I've ever had from Pariah. This is killer.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
This is one of the best beers review from Pariah ever. That's all I said, guys. Cheers. Later.